I go to tournament, I read the last 3 patch notes just so that I don't miss something. Because I'm stupid and I forget things.
Yeah. Dude, I always I download, I get the patch notes like on my phone, so it's cached, so I can still read on the plane. Then I don't know, I always forget it anyways. I'm so bad at memorizing stuff.
Yeah, I'm about a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah. We see Moo, he all chats, I love Dota2 smiley face, so that's good. Good to love what you play.
I love Dota2.
All right, let's get into it here. Let's see if J.Storm can get the first scratch on the EG record book for this qualifier run.
If you didn't know, Quincy Crew and EG both right now undefeated. I believe they are. Actually, I'm going to give a quick check on the standings.
Oh, a little bit of a skirmish to start this one out. They are surrounding Fly's Grimstroke here, and they will bring him down. It's Brax to secure the first blood.
And sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but 56-minute game, Quincy Crew, they have the first scratch on their armor. The Pega's take him in game. Which is happening on I believe, Beyond the Summit 2.
Beyond the Summit 2?
I believe, yeah.
Go check it out. Lots of Dota action happening right now. Yeah, there's multiple lines of NA games going on, so be sure to support all the action. Get that multi-stream going, people. The Dota is happening. Support the games you love.
Well, Doom now eating a ton of damage up there, but...
Yeah, once they get to level 2, I think there's a lot of kill potential on side of EG. In this lane, Grimstroke with Stroke of Fate plus Inkswall. Also, Void can position himself better with the Time Walk.
And then middle, 6-1 versus 3-0. Tiny should be doing very well in this lane, especially with a Quelling Blade in that tree. You should be getting most of the last hits.
Is that like the whole laning phase, or is it only a good head start for Tiny?
I think Tiny dominates for most of it, and Ember, I mean, they both go back to the jungle, and Ember will definitely want to start ganking before the Tiny.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You get a rune somewhere, you go to that lane, you make something happen, you catch up by getting kills.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to move to Tiny's lane to gank the Ember Spirit because it's Pagana position 4. I mean, that's really not a hero that you want to move from lane. He just wants to stay in the lane, keep harassing, and there's the go on the top lane. Stun.
Oh, man, the range on that stun is very nice. But it's actually, looking like Arteezy eats a bulk of the damage in that exchange.
Yeah, this Pugna, the range and his base damage, Moose is just like right-clicking. He does about 55 a hit.
He's speedy, too. He's, able to kind of duck in and out, get those pesky long-range right-clicks in.
Also, Doom is a hero that has 0 starting armor, so he just buys Chainmail, extra 4 armor plus 2 from Bassi. Now he can trade hits.
Lacoste, I want you to call me dumb, but I thought Time Lock used to be physical. When did it get changed to magical, or am I crazy?
Pretty long. I don't know, 7 versions ago.
Not 7 years. That's good.
Yeah, when Dota became Dota2.
That changed. Oh, shit. Okay, that's good to know.
It could be a couple of years. I'm not even sure.
I was just like, I just looked. I was like, oh, it's not physical, even though technically it is a physical being doing physical damage. But I digress.
Yeah, I don't know if the concept of time is magic or not.
Yeah, me either.
Time is magical damage.
Dude, I heard they're making a new movie. My God. Aren't they too old?
No way, man.
Which one?
Cheech and Chong.
I have no fucking clue what that is.
It's American staple.
Nope. We'll get you up to date after this, Lacoste. Oh, I like what moves do. I like that. Fear walks over to the newts just to give vision so that his flat cannon hits. He might die for it, but I like the play.
He's trying to fend them off a bit. Lou's going to be fine, but eats a wealth of damage.
Yeah, every single Legion commander that I saw throughout these qualifiers is going for 0-2-2 build, and then he gets 1 point in overwhelming odds on level 5 just for some extra move speed and kill potential. But in this lane, they're going to harass them a lot with Skyward Mage, so there's kill potential before they get level 6, which I think is a correct choice from Ramses.
And he's not playing versus any melee, which I'm assuming helps, since you can't just trade hits at the creep wave.
Ramses tipping the mid laner, the opposing mid laner. Kind of random.
Letting him know.
Hey, I see you.
Ooh, crit. Has an invis bottom. Does he save for Abed? No, because 9's going to be running down there. Yeah, he'll just scoop it up. Right, I love how he waits for him to get in vision. Nah, I'll be taking that.
You want to see me grab this right now?
Just waste that little bit of extra time, that little bit of extra distance he had to go.
Dude, that really does hurt the Tiny. He has a stick and 1 more mango, but if you get that rune, you just dominate this lane. Now it's going to be a little bit worse for him. They're actually tied middle, surprisingly. Ember a little ahead.
Stuns out. Harassment trading here. Obviously, the shield's going to be withstanding a lot of the extra deeps coming out. But until we see these mid laners really able to break away, I wouldn't expect too much action, or at least too much bloodshed coming out their way.
5-minute rune, and 9, he missed the rune last time. He's like, I got to get at least one of the bounties this time, and doesn't look like Dire will contest too hard top.
Yeah, he's going to stack the camps for himself, pick up that bounty. On top, it's going to be 2 for 2.
Yep, looks like it. And they'll be fine.
Split for both teams here. Just a very mild eco advantage at the moment for J.Storm. Nothing to really boast about here. But here we have Arteezy towards the top lane. He's got the stun and the pressure coming out onto Brax. The time lock's there too. Turnaround hits him with the blades, but they're just, exchanging some pleasantries for now. Nothing too hard committal. Meanwhile, bottom lane, that's where the real pleasantries are at. And they get the firepower to finish off Moo.
Blows up. Now he's realizing this Chrono, when Arteezy doesn't have BK, it's going to be hilarious. You have Decrep as well as the Oracle. He's just never going to be able to attack it, doesn't feel like.
Certainly going to be rough. If he doesn't have the BKB for himself on the Edict, it's the Decrypt on the other side.
There's a lot of stuff. Like, I EG's draft overall, like the laning phase, it's going to be great, but I feel once you do get to these team fights, J.Storm, fight for the rune. Sorry,
9 doesn't get another rune. It's bottom.
Yep. And it looks like it's going to be saved. Because the Ember's 6 now, the Skywrath doesn't have to worry about stealing it, and he can just leave it. That's rough. But that's always been mid lane, right? Like, you either get runes and you can win a lane, or you don't get the runes and you feel real bad.
Pressure on Fear, bottom lane. Self-phase Edict to fend off the pressure, and Moo will also be there to keep Ramses back in at bay, but they're letting him know they're in command in this bottom lane, and Ramses at the top of the
Ramses is double.
And Phase probably next, yep. I mean, it works, right? That's one of the things. Like, if it works, why change it?
Yeah, I think Skywrath Mage should stay away a bit from the XP range.
Let him get 6.
Yeah, Legion Commander gets level 6 and can easily snowball.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a great taunt. He's spamming it all day.
9, he's actually the first one to leave the lane. He's stacking the creeps again for a Trill Stain. He's rotating on top.
Yeah, kind of getting the peek ahead here at top already. Obviously no level 6 yet on Doom. Moves is hiding within the trees, and here goes 9. Decrep is there. The multi-stuns, the toss up and down. There's the knife, but not enough.
Nice, he top
get it done.
Yep.
A lot of time wasted because they did not get that kill. So 9 immediately TPs to mid to get some XP in the last hits.
It sucks you didn't get the kill, but I guess it's not bad, right? Arteezy's actually walking all the way back. I thought he would stay, but he's not, so not as bad as it looked for Tiny.
Yeah, Arteezy probably flaming someone who popped their shrine.
Yeah, what the hell? And then you just see it's Abed farming jungle stack. Oh yeah, I got this. Oh, top, fly by himself.
He's surrounded a bit. Braxton moves here, tag teaming him.
Oh, they still want more.
Fear's here.
Oh, yeah, they've got everyone up top now. Almost.
2 Purifying Flame. He should be able to get it done right
Killed
here.
that position.
Got it.
Ooh, close. If he got in that trees, didn't get auto attack, he would have healed up, but Fear gets in. Now you have 4 heroes top. The rotation you normally see on the other side.
Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, you're going to lose the tower because of that rotation. Legion Commander is level 6. You got phase boots after this.
Then he gets last hit.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, Ramsey's looking quite yoked on this one, I think is the conclusion. Once the duels start coming out, we could see some good snowball potential here. Pairing together with the other level 6s that are going to be coming online momentarily.
Look what Abed's doing. He's actually cutting the creep. I don't know why he's cutting this creep wave, but he is at like the bottom or the top tier 3. Doesn't even have flame guard up. He's just chilling.
Because if he's farming mid, then Arteezy does not have
anywhere.
Doesn't have a lane because top lane was in a really bad spot, and they are lurking around, trying to get a kill. Doom is about to hit level 6.
Yeah, they're going on mid, it looks like, while there is still a little bit of shenanigans breaking out. Abed action mid lane, though.
I don't think they'll get the damage, but they should get the kill.
That's taking quite a bit of effort. It is 3 EG members to get down this Tiny. My goodness.
He's a beast.
Abed's here now. Still trying to get it done. They can't. Fear's here, bells him out.
That was
Moose also in trouble, but okay, it looks like they got him.
Legion Commander almost got the damage from it.
Wow.
Dude, that was crazy. Dude, that was a 6. Moose did die, but he actually saved the Tiny there with his decrep. So teamwork, man. Just treads in level 6, right? The grow 10 armor. That's a lot of armor. It's a plate mail, my friend.
He was certainly able to flex off that.
Dude, I was like, they might be able to get this. Then, like, he wasn't even at 50% life by the end of the duel. Oh, okay. That makes sense. And that's the one problem. I guess Sky definitely needs level 6 now if they're going to do something like that. And he is still a little bit far away.
Yeah, he's going to buy a tome right now. 10 minutes, a level 6, probably buy a smoke, play with Legion Commander or with Faithless Void. Faithless Void is 6, doesn't have a point in Chrono.
Okay. Interesting. And we do see Fly did go down, but he stole the rune, so he did his job. Inkswell died to the gyro and got the rune. So very even game this time. Does not look anything like last game right now.
Yeah. You can expect the movement, which he's going to do. Like smoke with Legion Commander, you check he's level 6.
Yeah.
He bought a tome, you know something's up. So they should position themselves well, especially Fear, to save people with Fate's Edict.
Approach coming on the bottom, it's Fear. He just walks right into the open arms of Ramses, and that kill doesn't feel like nearly as much effort.
And he gets bopped. Get that free 10 damage. Dude, I'm excited. I can't wait to see some of these team fights. I want to see how the Pugna and Oracle like actually get all these saves. I want to see
it be good. If they stack it, and it's like,
that'd be insane.
It could be disastrous. It could blow up on their own base. It could be the difference in, pulling out the fight in their favor, too.
We're just going to see Pugna defending the middle tower by himself. Meanwhile, Arteezy is kind of... He's getting some free farm now that his tower went down. No one's really focusing on him because they're so worried about their middle tower.
What's he got now? Okay, Wraith Bands.
Yeah, not much. This is the first time he's really been able to get farm. Now he's just going to dominate the jungle.
He'll just keep to his business at the top lane for the time being and let the rest of his EG posse kind of go to work elsewhere.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Abed's just farming. Like, usually you see these Embers, they like to go gank, but they don't really need to, right? It's 3-3, they're up 1k. Abed's he was farming by the tier 3 top, tier 3 bottom. He's all over the place.
I mean, if they wanted to, like Ramses and, Fly and Crit could just go on these little 3-man expeditions and go for little pick-offs themselves.
I think they're nervous because I think now that Crit's 6, you can do that. You pretty much guarantee to kill. And we'll see. He's waiting up top with Arteezy. Dyer actually scanned it. It is red.
He goes back in.
But they may be outnumbered.
Oh my god.
They're greatly outnumbered. And Fear has his ult too.
They know something's up. It's good game sense from those two.
Too many missing.
If he's playing really well, just reading the map, what they're doing. Brax still didn't use Doom.
Oh yeah, there it is. They will get Arteezy.
Needed that. Yeah, like you were saying before, he did get that kill. They were, right? Just Abed farming one side, middle, possibly? They're looking. They want to get moves.
And they got Abed here.
The damage is close. Did he get it? He didn't. That was like 0.1
second. That was so close, but not close enough. Stuns out on 9. He's able to fend them off. And rotation's over from Mood now.
If Arteezy's alive, you probably dive there because he can TP with Chrono. Because he's dead, they get real nervous.
Rax running in confidently, trying to get Abed, but may have overextended just a hair. Fear's there to bail him out. 9 steps in. They're trading. 9's very low. He goes to toss back, but Abed looking to dive right back in. Can they finish their plate? The save's there from Fear, and he's going to be good. Moose steps in. Let's go, baby! Drops down the huge ult. Blows up. J.Storm with that setup.
It's not too soon to say this, right? EG's winning TI. Arteezy's back to the best player in the world, baby. Let's go!
Man, they killed him in the top lane, and he just happened to be back at life, and I'm sure no one expected for him to suddenly resurface then and there.
And a 3-man Chrono got 2 of them on the edges. That's a gigantic turnaround.
And they got the tower, so he's also pinged the top lane. It's in a good spot for him to farm. Also, they're going to need some vision, and you can see what J.Storm wants to do. Fear, drawing on the mini-map. They want to have this rotation because they know someone's going to show up on the top lane and farm. I'm not sure if they can kill Faceless Void without Doom Doom or without Tiny's Blink Dagger. That's a really no.
And that was a big waste of time for J.Storm because they committed 4 heroes middle to try to push middle tower and defend their own, and they end up losing the team fight and losing their tier 1. So all of a sudden, this top part of the map, it's not even theirs. Usually, like, Radiant loves playing in top dire jungle, but there's 4 members of EG there right now.
All right, J.Storm on the move. Let's see if they can get something back their way. Oh, it's EG on the high ground, though. Able to break the smoke, and they will see what's coming their way. Yeah, they had that.
No one has a sentry, but I guess Fly's just going to buy one.
Yeah, he just placed it, and now that's rough. That sucks. You play Zor and you're like, yeah, that's getting dewarded. Sorry, boys. Full blade mill on the Legion, doesn't go for the blink.
I mean, you would pay that price if it was the difference between going up that hill into EG and then
it's always worth to place a ward like that if you get something out of it.
But it is heartbreaking still. You're hoping to go in there and get the approach on EG, but they were a step ahead.
Yeah. Well, EG, they got that vision.
Trouble for Brax, possibly. Okay.
I think they realized
so fast.
Yeah, and he has a lot of he has the Ice Ogre for himself, so he just pops that armor, and like none of the melees really do anything to him. He's pretty tanky. There's the drum on Gyro. I think they definitely still want to take some fights early. Like maybe after next Chrono, J.Storm groups up again. You don't want to fight into Chrono, but if it's down, they should feel like they're stronger on the map.
Uh-oh, trouble for Moo in the bottom lane. He just approached the creep wave to get a bit of farm in, and just like that, the dual combo comes out between Ramses and Crit.
We're going to see that combo a lot of times this game.
Yeah, the problem is they can't start a fight at all. You have position 4 and 5 who have no ways of initiating at all.
It's only the Tiny who's just now getting blinked.
And he got a blink dagger at not a really good timing. 16 minutes in.
Yeah. I'm really surprised it went. I think it was that gank top that like failed. It set him back like 2 to 3 minutes, it felt like. That's a lot of time early game.
Yeah.
I'm curious how, as you said, J.Storm is going to do something map.
It's scouting everything, so EG knows what's up. They're just going to play bottom part of the map now.
EG, they'll finish that tier 2 Radiant. We saw that Fear drew that line like 2 minutes ago. They still want to be able to take down that tier 2. Open the map up a little bit even. What do you think Ramsey is going to go next? Do you think he doesn't have anything cute? Do you think it's a blink, or is he just going to go like an
I think if he gets a pipe, then J.Storm has no damage. Like he's going to mitigate all the damage from Pugna.
And he is.
Gyro and Tiny. It's a correct choice. Yeah. It's not because I said it, but
because it is.
Because it's good.
He is going there it is, the hood. And I imagine to the pipe.
Dude, you have to be so... Moo just now hit level 10. Meanwhile, Abed, he's 13 already. We haven't seen him in any fights. He's just been farming, and holy shit, he is farmed. And high level. He's 3 levels above anyone else.
That's crazy. The top 3 cores of EG are the top 3 in the game right now.
I think once Abed gets his Maelstrom, they are just going to run straight at him.
Right now for J.Storm. I mean, this is supposed to be a power peak. The blinking Tiny, the Doom online. You know, you're supposed to be going around tearing up town with Gyro kind of pulling up in the wing, looking to shadow through for the late game, but EG already kind of in control at this point, and I imagine as the game progresses, their late game just gets more and more comfortable.
They're really limited on the damage, especially since Legion is going for that pipe. There's no physical damage whatsoever. Gyro doesn't have that much farm, only sitting at 5,000 net worth, so it's going to take some time. They need to drag this game if they want to win it.
And that's going to be pretty... I mean, they don't even have the best high ground defense, right? Like, you have a Pugna who can blast me at the creep way, but if he does that, he could just get jumped. You don't have, like, a long-range clear, it feels like.
No, you're, like, banking that EG, like, overextends, and you keep saving your team until they just kind of succumb to the chaos in the base.
Pretty much. It feels bad when your draft, pretty much, for the execution to work, you have to hope the other team makes a mistake.
Wait, why is Gyro going for Heaven's Halberd? They already have 2 ways to disarm people.
That's a good question. Nine's about to die middle, though.
Have Edict, and they have Cripify. Bye-bye.
Duels out. Damage successful.
Doom is
They're running on through, looking for Brax. He's silenced up, making his way from the back end of a Skywrath ult, and there's the finish. Abed cleans it, and they're not done yet. They have found Big Daddy Fear, and it's old comrade Arteezy to help bank him down from the backside.
Good
Nice.
job. From Fear, he kills the range crit before he dies.
Yep.
It's about those little things.
Those little things.
It's not going to win them the game, but still, you got to keep the PMA.
Yep, you do. And Legion 300 gold away from that pipe now. They're just gonna 5. I think they're gonna do Roche, and they're just gonna push your base probably. Damn. I didn't expect EG to look this good versus J.Storm, honestly. We saw game 1, it was kind of a beatdown, and now this second game as well. They don't look like anything's really changed from the other NA qualifiers last year. They look the same dominant NA self.
Yeah, certainly looking good for them to coast to major playoff position.
I'm trying to think, what's the big turnaround? The problem is, Lacoste said, like, where's your damage? You have this blinking Doom, but you don't really have burst damage.
You're just going to disarm them to death.
Just 5 disarm. This is it. This is how we win.
Yeah, it's like Decrep blow up somebody with tiny stuff, but they have the pipe already. They have ways to mitigate that burst. So it can happen, but you'd have to hope that pipe's not there and EG are not really fully committed. It definitely requires execution error on the side of EG for J.Storm's profit.
And I like, if you click on Legion, he has his hood locked so that he can pop it, and then when you unlock it, it actually resets the cooldown so then you can pop pipe.
Wow.
My boy Grant with the smart things to say.
Thanks, Ramses. I needed that. He T-balled it up
That's
for
your
me.
TI invite, Grant.
Yep, it is. That was the one thing. I'm hosting for the rest of the year. I'm done.
Wow, this guy's smart.
Holy hope.
TI-10, here you go. All right, Ramses, or not Ramses, rather, Arteezy.
Yep.
Chrono bubble. Moo just knows he's done for. Drops the ult, and his life is gone. 40 seconds, he'll be out of this one without a buyback here, and now it is J.Storm frantically trying to run back inside.
And I will say, I think this game would look a lot different if you had Sumail instead of Abed on EG, because how Abed plays, Sumail, right, he is the playmaker and he likes doing stuff. Abed is completely fine just like farming up and doing that, and by doing so much of that, like Arteezy actually gets more space on the map from Abed just farming. It's kind of weird, but
It's not. Yeah, it's very very farm heavy. So it makes me wonder what's going to happen if EG does go against a very imposing, rushing,
and they lose their lane.
lineup. Yeah, and they lose their lanes.
That's it. This is the desperations from Smoke from J.Storm. We got to do something.
It definitely is. I could see a GG call if they fail this, because you can just already feel the desperation.
The call to action is here for J.Storm. J.Storm fans, put the hands in the air, send them your energy, and let's see if they can rally for game number 2 against EG.
And I think J.Storm knows where they're at. They're on top of that cliff. Every Dire team, they will sit between those 2 tier 2s, top and middle, and they'll just play on that cliff.
Oh my God, Abed took the Tome of Knowledge for himself, even though they have 2 heroes who have XP talent, Legion and Skywrath.
Yeah,
that's a report. In my pop, that's a report for sure.
He's already done.
Yeah.
He's in low priority. Get out. Okay, if your Ember was 2-0-8 and stole your tome, would you still report him?
Yes.
Okay.
He needs to ask. I want to say yes,
but he has to ask.
It's the unwritten rule.
Dude, I love when I remember when I was watching like my pretty low MMR friend play, and I loved watching because you could see like at 9 minutes 50 seconds all these heroes just stop moving, and you could tell they were clicked on the shops, spamming the buy tome, but it was actually super funny. There's 4 heroes standing still spamming the button.
They have like side timers and add-ons to remind them.
He is getting the Heaven's Halberd. I don't know why. I really don't. Because if he's doing it for I assume it's for the evasion, but why not just get the talisman and turn it into a butterfly later? I guess it gives you some HP to survive, but
it's fine if you're playing from ahead. You get like S and Y, disassemble it, and get the butterfly, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But right now they have 0 physical damage. I don't think that's the correct choice. Even though if he went for a different kind of an item, I don't think it would
be too big of a difference.
Yes, exactly.
This is just the one he can afford because it is a little less costly. You can build it up pretty easily.
J.Storm currently residing inside EG's jungle front. pushing forward the top lane as best they can. EG had been pushed out the mid lane all the way. Now they're coming up into J.Storm turf. Ramsey's leading the charge. He gets hit with all sorts of firepower. Still has half of his life in a glimmer. Arteezy jumps in, gets the chrono, just connects with one. On the Brax, doesn't even finish him, goes back to help with the rest, and they're going to clean out a couple of cores. They're going to clean out Fear as well. Looking to go for the finish on the Brax, and they'll be successful there. Ramsey's with the double. Arteezy with the next one. EG all the way. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was going to say he got both dual kills too. He actually got both the dual wins.
Wow.
He is feeling good.
And they only lose Arteezy for a buyback was there from Crit, but here they go, parading down the mid lane. J.Storm may have to chew through some resources to just mount any sort of defense, or they're going to not buy out and just take this one on the chin.
I'm curious if they're going to go for the route. I think they're just going to go for the tier 3 and back out. You do have the double damage, but you're still a little bit worried. Maybe not. They know Doom's on cooldown. Let's see. They're backing out.
Wow, simple enough. Tier 3 and back.
Yep.
14K net worth advantage, though.
Wow. Shrine and Roche, the good simple plays.
Radiant's top shrine.
Also, Bounty Runes are spawning in 10 seconds. Someone should TP to their shrine, pick it up.
Crit pinged it, but they're nervous. Yeah, they leave the shrine. They're like, wait a minute. We don't have enough damage for this without Void. Yep, will be 4 runes for EG. The rich get richer.
It's mine.
My gratitude.
J.Storm maybe, I don't know, do you think they'd have any sort of, I was going to say, sense of confidence after that exchange of remarks, but that one doesn't help.
Yeah, he had a sense of confidence, and he got shot down real quick. Oh, they might find him, though.
Okay, here comes kind of EG sweeping in a bit from behind. Ramsey's leading out the charge. No more mana to work with. Jump in from Arteezy. Still at 30 seconds for the chrono, but he sets his sights onto 9. 9 gets the ult from Fear, the false promise. He looks to retreat out with the blink. Is it going to be enough?
Lit, but I think he'll still get run down.
Yeah, Abed is there. He eats a bit of stun damage, looks to go for the finish, and gets them both down. Fly drops down the ulti there at the end. It's triple kill for Abed.
Damn.
I feel like EG's board game is on point. Every single time they see movement from J.Storm, so they can adjust accordingly and set an ambush. Like this ward, the one ward here, twice when they try to make a move, and now they're just going to go into Roche Pit to give Aegis the Faceless Void.
And he's going to have a BKB. I assume he'll probably farm the BKB, and then with the Aegis they'll push.
Yeah. Ember Spirit with Lincoln Sphere now can't really die. He's only afraid of Doom, so I expect the Faceless Void to pick it up.
Aegis into the pocket of Arteezy.
And there's a BKB actually for Ramsey's already. Man, Ramsey's so farm.
Yeah, very farm. Very good game for Ramsey's on this one. Third in net worth. Pretty much neck and neck with Arteezy at this point. Both of them only being beaten out by Abed, who had been pretty greedy in the farm sense for this game. Only really turning up a couple of kills in that last fight. Before that last fight, it was just a simple, 2-0. Now 5-0. Yeah, EG getting quite big, quite gross.
Yep, they are. They'll get that tier 2. All of them are down. Now they can just split push all 3 waves and force Radiant to make a mistake or someone to go push out another lane, take a 5v4 fight.
This is it. This is do or die. Leap in. Smells like die to me. I don't know how you feel about it.
It smells like death, yeah.
Toss in.
Well,
he takes the opportunity to drop down the chrono. The follow-up duel is going to be there on the Tiny to prevent them from doing anything else, and Arteezy is just corralling them back into their own fountain. They tried to bail each other out, moves there with the false promise. It's enough for the save, of course, with that shrine regen. Toss back again. Does earn them the Aegis kill.
Can he get out?
It's a bit awkward now. EG could be overdiving a bit. Arteezy backpedals, and Abed also on the retreat. They get 9's buyback. Bragg steps in. He's got the Doom. Glimmer, though. Arteezy looking to walk himself back out the front door if possible.
Nice.
Sharp in for 9. 9 have been setting up a lot of shots here in this fight.
Back, though.
They do get Arteezy down, but like you said, 9 and his buyback are gone.
Did you know? I didn't realize Grimstroke, you couldn't throw the Phantom into Chrono. It stops when it hits Chrono.
Yeah.
Because I actually didn't know. That's cool.
Huh.
Not cool for EG, but yeah. I actually really didn't know.
Does it like continue
It just stops.
after
It
Chrono?
continues after the Chrono, but it stops until the Chrono's over, yeah.
And Grimstroke instantly buys. For staff, they needed some kind of a save for Faceless Void. There he went way too deep.
And they didn't even get a Rax. They only damaged the melee, so that'll heal up. So honestly, it wasn't the best use of that Aegis from EG at all.
Yeah, didn't really do
They didn't get anything,
No
actually.
detrimental damage to the base whatsoever. Pretty much just boosted up their net worth a couple of thousand further. But this doesn't take J.Storm out of the game. That is a nice snipe, though, to take out Moose, for sure. But it costs them as well. Crit, who, has high net worth, has a bounty over his head, does hand over some pocket change to Brax. Buyback here for Moose. Oh, mid lane.
Middle, huh?
They see Ramses, maybe a bit out of position. He's trying to taunt and run back. Who's on the chase? It's a little awkward. But is able to make it back to his EG brethren.
You can tell, EG knows they have a giant lead, but they're not just calming down and pushing his 5. They're all trying to, make individual plays. Crit gets that solo kill, but he dies. Ramses goes for a solo kill middle himself. Instead of playing as a team, they're just kind of... they're still 22k up, but they could just be playing this a lot better right now.
The problem is when you have Ember Spirit in your team, you need some kind of a damage that some kind of
High ground blinking from Brax. But he's welcomed with the duel to toss up and down. Up in the air. You can see him still all the way out, but it finally falls on down. They burst Fire Fear. They take out 9. They slaughter Brax. And then they take out the Pugna. It is a full team wipe potentially as EG chase Moo indoors.
And he's dancing on him. And there it is. Are the G's getting down? Are they finally end? They might just try to end it. Yeah, I was like, they probably have enough damage to do that.
Now they have, when 5 heroes are missing.
Yeah. These towers are doing some work to them, though. Yeah, they can. They're like, holy shit, these do a lot of damage.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
Back to the racks.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Just a Rax.
Looks like Abed gets his full ag. Not 25 yet, but don't matter.
So much net worth advantage.
I mean, J.Storm could have GG out 2 fights ago because, sometimes you just need to leave the game because you're not going to learn anything since you already lost the game and there's really no comeback mechanic whatsoever.
That's the problem. They just didn't have the damage, right? The first 3 picks, well, they're going to go in. Might as well get a few more kills before it's over. Make them pay.
Yeah.
But you talk about the first 3 picks from J.Storm, right? Were counter picks to EG. But the problem is if you focus all on counter picks, then what about you just forget stuff where's our damage at?
What about the picks?
Yeah.
If you have counter picks only.
Yep, exactly. If you only have counters, you don't have normal. It's just it's a philosophical debate. We'll get into it, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think it's big brain time yet.
Yeah, not yet. Oh, are they gonna get 9 one more time? Maybe.
Good try.
They might get off that
Toss back, man.
and they get him first.
Right, yay. Toss forward. And also.
Alright, that's 1,000 gold. Just by getting those 2 kills.
Yep. They didn't even get Mega bottom stands. They didn't get to tier 4s though.
It's not over till it's over.
It's not. If they came back from this, how amazed would you be, Lacoste?
On the scale from 1 to 10, probably 7,000.
Okay, that would be impressive. Now buyback. Oh.
This would be a huge comeback.
Yeah.
It would be huge.
Just because you look at their heroes, they're like, oh, they have a gyro. That is their game. You have tree volley, I guess, on the tiny as well eventually, but not even yet.
This is some Doctor Strange 15 million to 1 kind of situation.
But what if J.Storm is Dormammu?
Then they have to bargain.
Oh, Arteezy, he doesn't have a satanic quite yet.
Oh, tried to go for the blink stop play. Very cute of Brax. I love it. But yeah, Arteezy's able to slip out the back door.
Oh, and they're all behind him now, middle.
Mid, jump in, 9, toss backs on Ramses. Could cost 9 his own life. BKB pop from Ramses. Arteezy leaping in, they go for the duel, and they catch Moo. Arteezy's sets up the back line, solo swift takedown of Fear, and also getting Brax. EG just kind of scrapping together all the kills now as they've caught J.Storm in a bit of an awkward position in the mid lane. That's it.
Yeah, that's a 30K fight. Like, the EG didn't even play that fight. Like, I think J.Storm played it better, but you're down 2 items on every hero.
I think you could have won this fight.